been responding to the short turnaround this week?
Yeah, it's as a player I used to like it, but as a coach it's pressing because you basically have to prepare red zone, short yards, goal line, third down, normal down distance, all that in one day. We usually have 2 days to split it up. So as a coach, you always feel the pressure to get quality reps, and obviously you're not going to have the amount of reps you would in a normal week, so that always stresses us out, probably more than the players. But you never know. It's just you just got to wait and see how they're going to react to it. I've seen both sides of it, on a Friday or whatever, Saturday of a short week, how they're going to respond. It's a little bit longer nights than usual. Players, the players get one less kind of full, heavy on their legs, shoulders contact day, so you hope that benefits them by us taking that off of them. So we'll see.
Coach, you faced Zach Smith when he was at Baylor. Obviously more mature quarterback now, but can you maybe compare and contrast some of the things about him from 3 years ago?
Well, it's like it's not only Zach, but it's Coach Montgomery. Who I have a lot of respect for. Faced him a few times. Unfortunately, I'm one of those guys that contributed to him getting the head job at Tulsa. Coming out of Baylor with all those explosive offenses they had. But no, Zach, he looks like he's in the mold of the, Florences and the Griffins and I can list them. There's about 4 or 5 of them right there out of a 8-year span. It's like the production didn't change, the numbers didn't change. They're always leading the nation. That offense, if you can pitch it and catch it well enough, like he can, right? Know the look that he wants and is accurate with his throws, with the quick releases on the RPOs, that just enables him to run football. So I could write a book on the Baylor offense, which is what this is. What Coach Brown started down there. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be a bestseller coming from me against it, but I'm in line with a lot of others that they know how to stretch the field. They know how to find windows. But in order for it to be effective, you got to have a Zach Smith. That mature Zach Smith now is dangerous. It's kind of like it's been building up to this for him. Now the talent level around him is back to kind of what he is used to, and that's when it gets dangerous.
Like you mentioned the talent level. I know Shamari Brooks, they lost him to a knee injury, but a couple of the other running backs, maybe lesser known quantities. I know they had a Texas A&M transfer. What do you see in their running backs?
If you just notice it didn't take my guys long the first night we watched film together. Just seeing how powerful. They'll lower their shoulder and they're looking to lower the boom on you there. There's one that has a bit more shape than the other, but for the most part, you better get ready for them to run through you. And we've had our issues, guys trying to tackle too high. If we do that against these guys, they'll just run through us, and they'll have. Big stat is going to be yards after contact Friday night, and how well we were able to get their feet off the ground because they are very, very powerful run backs.
Just how big was it getting Boyles back? He had the tackles, he had a nice play on special teams, but Coach Scott says, like a quarterback of the defense, he exudes confidence and kind of gets the guys around him going. Just how big was it getting him back last week and moving forward to have him again?
Yeah, obviously it was just. He'd been out 4 or so weeks. And just the first day, he was back at practice. Totally different body. So a guy like that just raises everybody. Everybody just seemed a little more dialed in. Everybody was more emotional. Just, it's hard to explain, but if you know, you know. When you get a guy like that, he's more as beneficial in a lot of other ways than he is just in his production, as you alluded to. And then you got, you know, Mackay back last week too, which was huge. You had to help a couple other guys that are starting to get healthy. So hopefully, you know, we can build on that and carry us to help us start playing good enough defense to win games.
Talking about the point, how it kind of came along, kind of surprised you a little bit with how he absorbed your defense and progressed early on. And he was telling us how much he studies film, and you know, Coach Scott said he has a knack for the ball, and he says it's not really too much natural; it's a lot of work. Just what can you say about his work ethic and what he does to do what he's doing?
You know, those guys remind me, you know, like, why didn't he show up to me earlier than what he did? You know, because he was here. You know, he just kind of didn't have a lot of film, and they reminded me when we first got in, you know, he was coming off a knee injury, and so like the first couple of weeks we were working with those guys, he was released, but he wasn't the same as he is now. So that was, you know, big for me, just to all of a sudden he's in turn into a guy because he's healthy and he can play with confidence. And now you add on to that being cerebral and being able to dissect, you know, alignments, assignments, motions, unbalance, you know, all that. I mean, those guys back there, they've got to be scholars. You know, a lot of our issues early in the year were just kind of alignment stuff. Guys play in positions they didn't practice. It's impossible to function. It's impossible just to get lined up, to get, you know, to be where you're supposed to be in position to make a play, without even bringing your athletic ability or being a player that's good enough to make plays in it. So we were missing so much in both those situations for a few weeks. So again, it's yet to be seen if we can keep building on it, but after last week with some guys back, I feel like at least we're trending right now. We'll find out what happens Friday night.
Anything else, Coach?
Thank you all.